Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Living to Learn. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day, out of your busy lives, really, to check out my videos. I hope you enjoy them. I hope that you can take something helpful, something useful away from what you'll watch and hear today. And before I get started, I just want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That really helps me out. It's a very helpful support in what I'm trying to do here. Also, in the description of my video, you'll find a couple of different things I want to point out. One is the TikTok and Instagram handle that I have online for @LiveToLearnCoaching. If you want to reach out to me, that's the best way to do it. Send me a direct message. Ask me questions. If you want me to cover a topic, if there's something you want to know my opinion on, if you want to hear what my point of view is on something, if you want to offer some constructive criticism, if there's something that you wish I did more of, did less of, hey, I'd love to hear from you. I'm open to it all. I am by no means at the top of my game, but I am getting there and I'm working on it. So let me know. But anyway, @LiveToLearnCoaching, TikTok, Instagram, you can reach me there. You can also donate. You can financially invest in my channel if you'd like. There's 3 opportunities within the description of the video to do so. It's not something that you have to do, but it's very much appreciated. And it really does help me continue to maintain consistency on my channel. And for those of you that have already taken your support there to that financial level, I just want to say thank you. It really means a lot. So let's get into our video today. This is part 1 of a 3-part series. We're talking about surviving the holidays. I thought that this would be a timely video to make, a timely topic to cover, because we're entering into the holiday season. We're pretty much already there. Thanksgiving is coming up, and then we've got Christmas, and then New Year's. And what I wanted to focus on is some of the things, some of the trouble. Right, we know about all the good stuff. We know about the holiday cheer. We know about the joy and the excitement that is associated with the holiday seasons. But what about the opposite? What about the stress? What about the pressures? What about some of the feelings and emotions that come along with this season for some people? Not everybody has had a great experience. And as I mentioned in my last video in the intro, we cannot expect everyone to be optimistic. Not everyone has been given something to be hopeful for, right? Let's keep that in mind. So today, part 1, I want to talk about some of the common pressures, common expectations that can cause problems for us, for some of us, during this holiday season. Well, what are common pressures? Well, again, like I said, the holiday spirit, right? The holidays are traditionally known as a time of happiness, a time of Thanksgiving, right? Literally the holiday's name, Thanksgiving, a time of gratitude and reflecting on the year, having family, and we're supposed to be in a cheerful mood. It's supposed to put us in a good mood, right? This is supposed to be a warm and just a feel-good season. But again, we live in reality. Not everyone experiences that. That hasn't been everyone's experience. So some common pressures, common holiday expectations are a direct result of us wanting that holiday spirit. We want other people to have that as well. Hey, you should, where's the holiday spirit? Where's the joy? Well, listen, not everyone has had an experience that's led them there. So here are some of the expectations of holidays that can cause issues. They can cause problems. I'll name 3 of them. There's a lot of different things that we can cover here. I don't have time to do that on a single video. I think you'd probably stop watching after a while. But I do want to cover some general things that I think if you're someone, or if you know someone who's struggling during the holiday season, they might be able to relate to some of these things. So number 1, societal expectations. What do we know about Thanksgiving and Christmas? Well, Thanksgiving, it's about the feast. It's about the meal, right? You've got the text chain. Hey, who's bringing what? Who's coming? This and that. Christmas, on the other hand, we're talking about gifts, right? Traditionally, presents under the Christmas tree. This is it's a tradition that's been going on far before I was alive and existed. But these are so there's some expectations there. And again, I've mentioned this before in several other videos regarding social media, just regarding society in general, as far as like, what are the messages? What are we bombarded with constantly? What is the measure? What are the standards that we are knowingly or unknowingly or indirectly being told, right? Let's take Instagram, for instance. What do we always see? We always see the good. We always see the vacations. We always see the high life. We always see the perfection. We know that's not reality. But our mind, see, the thing about the mind is you can tell the mind something. And whether it's true or not, the mind's going to believe it. So that can work for us or it can work against us. But we can take this thought where, hey, you know what? I'm this type of person. I'm drawing evidence that I could do this, this, and that. I haven't done it yet, but I know that I can be that person. That's going to cause us to move forward towards something good. But we could also go backward in that same action. Where we look around, we're like, oh, I don't have that. That's how it should be. And I'm not there. So I'm this, this, and that. We start to judge ourselves. So those societal expectations can cause a lot of pressure. It can bring a lot of stress, right? Gift giving, parties, gatherings. Where should you be? Whose house should you be at? What, you're getting pressured to go to this side of the family and friends and this and that. And then, of course, when the gifts come, right? If you have kids, your kids come to you like, the kids really think you're Santa, right? They think like, man, hey, Dad's going to be able to pull off a miracle. I can just write whatever I want on this list and somehow Pops is going to come through and I'm going to get it, And it's like, man, as much as I wish that were the case, and for some of us, it is the case. And salute to you. I'm not hating on anyone's, financial fortune. If you've got it like that, good for you. If I had it like that, that would definitely extend to my children. But me, and I think for the majority of people, it's not that way, right? So these are the expectations. These are some of the pressures that happen. And this is, again, this can be very, very frustrating. It can be very overwhelming. It can stir up a lot of unneeded emotions. It can put us in a bad place. And for some of us, there's a bad taste in our mouths from the holiday season because of these types of things, right? Either our family gatherings were never good. Maybe you came from a dysfunctional place and the holidays were just something was going to happen that wasn't good. And everybody was anxious and everybody was nervous, and that's no way to spend the holidays. Maybe that's your experience. Maybe the financial aspect, right? You didn't have a lot of money growing up. Maybe you never got nice things. Maybe, a gift or two was all you could expect. And these are things embedded in our minds. And so when we get older, right, especially if this happened when we were younger, as adults, we get older, we still internalize these things. And unknowingly, it might cause us to try to make up for some of that stuff, right? I want to give my kids everything I didn't have. Things like that. But that doesn't necessarily heal or help that struggle. So societal expectations, right? That's a common source of pressure over the holiday season, okay? Another one is stress from spending. Right? Let's kind of extend from the gift giving into the spending, right? Financial expectations, right? Christmas lists, gifts measure how we feel towards others, right? Either they're judging us by the gift we're giving or we're judging ourselves. Like, man, I can't just give them a $25 gift card. That's not enough. We've discarded that whole, it's the thought that counts. That doesn't even register in our minds anymore. Why? Because there's pressure. There's an expectation, and we didn't ask for it, but here it is. So another expectation, again, another common source of pressure is stress from spending. How much can I spend? How much will I spend? I've got to make this work. I've got to make sure I get everybody something that looks like this. We never stop and think, where did that come from? Where did that come from? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was to never give my kids any more Christmas gifts, they would still have everything that they need and more. And they would probably still be better off than about 95% of the children their age around the world. So where's the pressure? Right? It doesn't really make sense. But for some of us, it's just a nagging feeling. Again, it can go back to childhood. It can go back to just this unrealistic, worldview that we have, and money is everything, and material things are everything. And I'm not here to shame you for that. We all like nice things. For the most part, we have different tastes. Some of us are more into the material than others. But this is a source of pressure, and it's something that can be avoided if we can kind of walk ourselves through it, right? Number 3, the mental and emotional pressures. These expectations that we are supposed to be the most, happy family. Nothing is wrong. We've got all the lights up. We've got all the decorations. We've got all the gifts. But what's happening mentally and emotionally? Where are we being pressured? For some people, that family dynamic when it comes to the holiday season is anything but good. There have never been good memories. There's never been a healthy, gathering. And that can really weigh on us, either because we're trying to get away from it or because we can't get away from it. Like, that's just embedded in your mind when it comes to the holidays. When we become angry, we become depressed, we become lonely. A lot of people, there's a lot of individuals dealing with these things. And here's what I want to say of the 3 things that I just went through right now. Here's what I want to convey, and I want to drive this home. What is my advice? What advice can I give us that's going to help us navigate through this and learn how to survive the holidays and learn how to be at peace with the holidays? In all 3 of these things, boundaries can be set. Boundaries can be set. Boundaries are like budgets, okay? Financial budget. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When you set a budget, the only way it's going to work is if you stick to it. When you set boundaries, the only way they're going to work is if you stick to them. Okay? Hey, let's come to an agreement. Listen, we can bring 2 items to Thanksgiving dinner this year. That's within our capacity. I'm sorry if that's not enough. I'm sorry if you've expected more, but this is within our capacity. Listen, talking to my spouse, talking to your girlfriend, talking to your partner, whoever. Hey, listen, let's you and I come to an agreement on what we're going to get each other this year. I'd like to get the kids this and that. I'd like to spend this much on their gifts, this much for the nieces and nephews and cousins. Let's plan this out. Let's work on this. No more stress, no more pressure over the giving, right? Hey, I'm going to keep my distance this year. I'll come by, I'll say hi, I'll visit for a little bit, and I'll go back. I'll go home. Right? Or this year, you know what, maybe I'm going to look for a different social group to be a part of. Right? I don't want to be around people that are dragging me down. I need to be around people that are open and accepting and really wanting to know who I am. And again, the church, there's communities like church, there's communities like, places of worship where you can find some of that. You can find some of that community. Rather than having to put ourselves in a situation that's not going to help us mentally. It's not going to help us emotionally. The boundaries only work when we stick to them. Regardless of what Instagram says, regardless of what so-and-so says, regardless of what we have expected from ourselves all these years, we've got to put everything in its place and in a right perspective and trust that, hey, this is the best I can do. Sure, we can reevaluate down the line. Sure, we can make adjustments as time goes on, as we learn more, as we become more comfortable with ourselves and more trustworthy of ourselves. But to start out, develop a framework, keep everything within that and stick to it. And I guarantee this is going to help us survive the holidays and gain a peace, regardless of what your experience has always been. It doesn't always have to be that way. And you have every right to change it. So I hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.